again, everyone. Yesterday I made a card that was just gold and white, and a lot of people seem to really like it, so I thought, well, why quit when you're ahead? I'll make another card that's gold and white, but this one, maybe, I don't know, maybe something similar about it, I don't know, but I don't know where the idea came from. It was just kind of in my head. My idea is to use butterflies. I'm not sure where these are from. People are so kind. They send me things, and I've had little packages of dies and napkins and stamps and all sorts of things sent to me. It is just so kind of people. I think they just kind of want to see what I'm going to make with what they've sent, which is great fun for all of us, isn't it, really? Anyway, I've got these butterflies. I think they're lovely, absolutely lovely. And what I got a vision for was this. My front panel of card, this is my front panel here. And what I have a fancy for is an aperture in the middle, but then like this will be on foam tape, and then a floating panel in the middle of it. So there's kind of a recess around there. This bit to be dry embossed. The butterflies to be heat embossed with some sort of gold pattern, and just have them sort of around the, whatever it is. Maybe a sentiment, maybe not, I don't know. So what I've done is, I normally just kind of eyeball this kind of thing. I look at it and my eye tells me if it's straight, if it's not straight. Sometimes I think it's straight, and when I've stuck it on, it's not. But for the most part, I'm not kind of too far off. However, peculiarly today, the size of my panel and the size of my aperture fit pretty much exactly onto this centimetre type grid. So to get this absolutely in the middle, I've got 3 in the middle and 2. So this is kind of the 1, 2, 3 in the middle. There's 2 either side. I just put this down kind of like that. Made sure it was level all the way down, and then plop that on, looking here to see there was 2, 3 and 2, and I can just do that this way to check it's right that way too. So I've taped it down. I'm now going to take it off here and put it through my die cutting machine. I want to cut that other little one out of the middle of this, and it doesn't much matter whether that is absolutely central in the middle or not, because I can put it in the middle when it's cut. It doesn't matter if it's there or here or where. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it somewhere near the middle. But when I come to place it on the card, that's when I'll have to centralize it. I'm going to cut through that piece of tape, which is probably not a brilliant idea. We'll see what happens. It may stick it so hard to the paper I can't get it off. We will see. Let's have a go. My attitude to most things really is have a go. People often say in comments, I do love reading comments, by the way. They say in comments, what if, or why don't you, or people you just need to have a try. Have a little go yourself and see. Right, let's see. See if we can get this off here without leaving any marks. Now, if it's going to be difficult to get off, this one is normally brilliant. But if you're not careful, sometimes low tack tape can just tug at the surface of the card that it's attached to. If it is, just put your heat tool on gently. It'll just soften that adhesive and you can pull it off easily. Well, that one's all right. That's fine. Let's see about this one. We don't need this bit. If I was wanting the frame bit, obviously that would have to be centralized, but I don't want that. I just want this. The frame bit is going to be empty on this particular card. Let's just get this one off gently as well. There we go. So if you're cutting a frame, it's not far off actually, is it? It's too narrow here and too wide there, but considering I wasn't even trying, that's not too bad. Let's just pop that on the magnet a minute. Keep it safe. Okay. Throw those bits away. So my idea is this. I want this little bit. This is what happens. You get these marks off plates. If you don't keep your cutting plates clean, they transfer. This is just an electric eraser. Let me just get a bit more of the eraser showing. There we go. That's it. That's fine. Okay, now I want to emboss that, dry emboss it. And I wondered about this one. This one just came from Amazon. Let's find a nice little bit of this. I kind of move it around to see if I can find a place that I like the look of. So there's my bit of embossing. That's going to go in there like that, floating. I am wondering if that's too big a gap now. I'm wondering if I should have had a really small gap. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the next size square up to see if I like the look of that better. It looks a bit too big of a gap to me. Let me see. Let me try this one. Yes, that's much better. Do you know, I tried that with the dies and I thought to myself, oh no, that's too narrow. But of course, your cutting line has got a tiny bit either side that, I don't know, just put me off a bit really. And do I want that? Let me try this one. This is the thought I had first. And then I changed my mind to try that one, but I'm gonna do this one and see what I think with this one. Okay. Yes, I like that better. Okie dokie. Right. Next, to do something with the butterflies. Let's just put these away. And my idea is this. What I want to do is, that's my card base. What I want to do is to put some music manuscript on. About like that, I think. Okay, right, put that onto a block. There we go. Now get some Versamark. My idea is that they're sort of in the position they're going to be, I think. We can work with it, but I want the music to be diagonally across them when they're actually mounted on the card. So let's see. That's the thinking behind it. Don't know how sensible it is, but still, we'll see. Just pick these up. Put some gold embossing powder on. Try and find them. Okay. just going to heat set these now. Right, what I want to do next is to mount this onto the card and that in the middle. I'm just wondering about gold on this. Let's have a look. I've got my gilding wax out because I thought that was going that way, obviously. That was going that way, and that's going that way. If we're going to have the music going in similar directions. Yeah, I'll do like that up there and that there. Okay. Still wondering about gold around this edge. Now, what I got it for, I was thinking that I would go around the edges. I think I'll try it. If I don't like it, I can always stamp another one, can't I? Let me just put that on one side for a moment. Let's just try. I had a vision for the body and this edge bit to be all gold, but I do quite like the way that, you know, the stamping has affected that actually. But I'll try. That one's pretty much gold anyway. Let's have a look. It is quite nice. Perhaps I'll put some jewels down the middle. Yeah, I think I'll put some jewels down. I'm going to do these. Yeah, can you see? It's kind of defined them, hasn't it? Do you see what I mean? That's why I had a vision in my head. I'm pleased I'm doing this. There we go. They're sweet. I will put some jewels in the middle, some jewels or some pearls or something. But my thought is, what do I do with this? I'm going to try it. It just looks like it's asking for it. Right, I'm going to do the edges of this. Now, this might be a bit more awkward. Do I do it from the back or do it from the front? Let's just try. That's fine. Okay, these are going to go like that. And these right, let's get some foam tape on the back of this. See what I mean? Got a bit there. Gilding wax takes a while to kind of set. And in the interim, you get it over. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm going to try with a dab of alcohol. Looks like that's done it. Oh dear. But can you see I've got gilding wax everywhere. It's because it was a bit thick just there. The answer to that probably is not to move the card as I am putting the foam tape on. I tend to move it around and do, you know, I can move what the card is sitting on rather than moving the card. Right, that's that one done. So let's just pop this on before anything else befalls it. Both the glue, this glue stick, and the foam sheet is from Sticks to Anything. Wonderful stuff. Okay, there's the front of my card. Just wondering if I should have done the edge of this. I'll leave it. Okay, now I need some on this. Which side? So yesterday I'd ordered this pair of sandals, and they came yesterday, and I thought, oh, they look lovely. And I tried them on. I thought, oh, they're not too bad. They don't feel too bad. It's quite nice. And then I thought, it feels a bit odd. And the lining, lovely nubuck leather sandals, but the lining, just horrid plastic. And they weren't, you know, really cheap things. And I thought, my goodness, why would you do that? Why would you, you know, have a nice sandal, nice nubuck leather, and then line the blessed things with horrid plastic? So I say I ordered them online, but they're going back to the shop. Oh, I don't want that. They're going back to the shop today, so I'm just disappointed, really. You'd expect nice stuff. And it's just, I'm just wondering, as these are just a little bit delicate, whether I should have put a glue dot on some of these. Now get my music going. I want it in line with that one. So about there. And this one's going to go like that. Okie dokie. So we'll put some down his middle and just around the edge of these wing surround things. As I said, I don't know where these came from. They were a gift, so thank you to whomever. About there. Okay. And this one is going to... They're all facing the same way. I thought one was going the other way. How have I got like that? Whoops. There we go. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Be fine. I think we'll look for a little sentiment. Just in there, maybe. And that will have to be gold as well, but I think we might stamp that potentially. Let me see what I can find. I'll be back in just one moment when I've found a sentiment. I found a sheet of sentiments, just sort of multi-purpose things, really. Oligarch, these are. That's the same make as the one I used the other day, from the one with the grand piano on. It's from Amazon. I don't know where. Anyway, I popped it onto this block. I'm going to just stamp it onto here and then emboss it in gold. Let's do it up here. And then I think I'll just cut it out. Have a look at these. I think the second one is actually slightly better. Not a lot in it, actually. So let's just cut one of these out. I tend to use these fingers against the side of the bottom blade just as a sort of a stop to keep my scissors going absolutely parallel to what I'm cutting. I'll just do it like this first, so I've got something to work with. Can you see? I don't know if you can see, but my fingers are just against that bottom blade. I get a nice parallel cut. Now this one, I think I'll put, oh no, perhaps I won't. I was thinking I would put a piece of gold around that as well, but I don't think I will. I'm just going to tape that, well, tape runner across. There we go. And any of the adhesive that's hanging over the side, you just push to the back. I don't want any of that showing. Happy anniversary. Got an anniversary coming up that I needed a card for, so there we go. Now I've just got to put some jewels in the body. I did get some little pearls out here. Let's just put this, tidy up a little bit. Okay, here's my pearls. Let's pop some of these on. I get pearls, these little pearls, from either from Amazon or from eBay, but the sellers seem to, they seem to vary, and sometimes you can find them, sometimes you can't. Occasionally I've had to, I like tiny pearls, and occasionally I've had to buy ones with big ones in, because it's the only way you can get the tiny ones, which is a bit daft, isn't it, really? But I've given the large ones to Cleo because she does love a jewel. This is my granddaughter. Those who haven't heard the name Cleo before. She's my granddaughter, and she's got a bit of a thing for twinkle and glitter. Young Cleo. So there we go. A clean and simple anniversary card with heat embossed butterflies and a little dry embossed panel recessed into an aperture, or put into an aperture anyway. So, yesterday I was reminded by Zenobia, a friend from YouTube who's been commenting on my cards for a long time. When I say at the end of a video about thank you for, subscribing and all this kind of stuff, she said a lot of people, as soon as they see the finished card, they click off and they won't hear you. So I should do it at the beginning, and I've forgotten again. So I'm going to have to make myself a little note to say, please remind everybody to give a thumbs up at the beginning of a video rather than at the end. So I may put a little message at the beginning of this video. Oh dear. Because it does help an awful lot, for the algorithms. Makes my videos pop up more for other people to see. The more people who put thumbs up, then the more people, it pops up for. So it really, really helps. So if you could do that, it would be great. And I will put a note at the beginning. Please, 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 make sure you're subscribed and give a thumbs up. So there we go. And the mark that was the gilding wax, I can't remember where it was now, but just a tiny, this was isopropyl alcohol in here. I buy it in a huge bottle like this from Amazon, decant it into a little pot like this, and I just, you know, I use it for cleaning up marks on my desk from alcohol ink, from gilding wax, from glue, all sorts. Really, really useful. Really useful. Cleans my cutting plates too of things like this. Can you see? Bit on there. I'll have to get some onto that and clean it to make sure that none of that transfers to another piece of work. There you go then. Said my piece. Thanks for watching, and do come back and see me very soon.